Dab, we would like to get your perspective on this unique turn of events that we saw at the Arun Jaitley Stadium today. What's your take on it?
It's a hot topic, isn't it? I was very interested to read also that law that you were quoting. At no point does it say on appeal. So, you know, I just don't know whether there needs to be an appeal or not.
There it is.
It doesn't say on appeal, it just says will be timed out, right? The required will be timed out. So the incoming batter will be timed out. So is there a necessity to appeal? We did see vision of the captain Sakib put his hand out and looked like he was appealing. But normally they say on appeal will be given out. So that needs to be clarified as well. But yeah, look, it was a very much avoidable situation. It wasn't intentionally done. Angelo Mathews was there, ready to go, as was required. But as soon as he went to adjust his helmet, to pull the strap, which tightens the helmet a bit, it broke loose. And, you know, to his surprise, he thought actually what I was looking at, something might have fallen on the ground, a clip or something. Nothing on the ground. It was clearly a problem with the strap and the helmet, so he asked for a new helmet. And that's when the time ticked on, and it looked like there was an appeal, but it doesn't say there. It just says it will be timed out.
So how did that little detail change things, if at all? Whether or not it was on appeal, how does that change the situation?
No, it doesn't. It means that you know the opposing captain is implemented in all this, but it may not be the case.
Okay.
We don't know. But I'm sure also, two other points here, if Angelo Mathews knew the consequence, he would have just thrown the helmet on and come on, let's face up a ball and then we'll sort this out. And really, I mean, it's a spinner bowling, and you know you can't. It's not a case of being hurt, although you can get hurt on a very small percentage of the time. So really, it was avoidable.
Dab, we were chatting about it a little earlier on, and you mentioned that that's something Angelo Mathews wasn't really thinking about, because it probably did not even strike him that he'd be given out for something like that.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, if we look at what Shakib Al Hasan was thinking about, because there is an argument being given in his favor as well. We do know that a fielding team gets penalized for over 8. So would you think that he was probably thinking on those lines?
Sure, certainly. But if Sakib was responsible for creating the timed out decision, then what I would have done was to get clearance from the umpire, maybe even through the referee, that look, this is taking inordinately more time. Right? Please don't penalise us at the end of this bowling innings if we are running a little bit late. So if that was cleared, then, you know, why create controversy, you know?
It couldn't have been a spur of the moment reaction. Well,
it may have been for, you know, the first instance, but there was still some discussion, and then I think there was a confirmation. Sakib, do you really want to go through with this? And he said, yes, I believe. But, you know, I was very interested to read that. It doesn't say on appeal.
Where do you see this headed? Do you see the rule getting changed? It has happened in the past over various issues that have arisen in various matches.
I see it. I see it change. There needs to be a couple of words put in, you know, intentionally or willfully delay.
How do you decide that? If it was intentional or not?
Umpire, let the umpire rule. You know, you can see what's going on. He was clearly ready to go, but he pulled that strap to tighten the helmet. It must have been a little bit loose, pulled it, it came out. You know, and you know, with all this discussion about concussion and everything, and you know, litigation, you know, he wanted another helmet to protect, you know, a very important part of your body. Well, nobody will argue with that. But time is time.
Dab, also a lot is being said about Angelo taking a little bit of extra time while coming and settling in at the crease, and that perhaps kept the Bangladeshi players waiting. What do you have to say about that? Would you say that that was purposeful, or it was just...
I didn't think there was anything longer than normally happens. It's just that there was a problem, an unforeseen problem. It wasn't intentional, it wasn't willful. It's just an unfortunate thing that happens, and a lot of people say, well, you should have checked your equipment before you come, and that's correct as well. But what do you, look, the situation happens at the time, you got to try and get out of it in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I think there would have been a better way to get out of it.